Well, let's see here. I might not be Morgan Freeman, but this is... Classic Gamer Reviews.
Chuck Rock. This is one of those games that I played all the time growing up. In fact, I think it was the first game I ever played in my entire life. That being said, the simplicity of the controls made it super simple for an idiot like me. You can hit enemies with your belly, though sometimes it can look a bit weird. I am going to rape you! You can also kick enemies and throw rocks at them. Though, throwing rocks at animals is a bit... What made this game even more simple for me is the fact that it doesn't even have an intro story. I don't even know what the objective of the game is. So needless to say, all this simple stuff made the game very approachable to me as a kid. However, the one thing that isn't simple about this game is the design. While the controls work great, everything the game throws at you after the first stage is unfair for a game that doesn't give you any continues. Uh-oh! From what I can draw, Chuck hates prehistoric animals. Though I would hate them as well if they acted like most do in this game. They are the most cryptic enemies in history. You never know what they are going to do. Some just act stupid and simple. Others stare blankly at you and snap whenever you do anything. Also, you have these growing fuckers. So the enemy's weird behavior makes the game annoying, but then there's also parts like this. Fuck. 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 Another thing that I found really annoying are the fucks you get. I call them fucks because they don't do anything but give you points, and you can't get one-ups in this game. That's fucking stupid! Anyway, it's cool that all these fucks you get look different from stage to stage, and it shows a lot of effort from the developers. But how the hell am I supposed to know when I get to a new stage if the fuck is actually a fuck or an enemy? Couldn't they have made like a flash and outline so I know it's a fuck? Because right here, I think this is a fuck, but no, it's an enemy! You want to see something that's really cryptic? This boss. I don't know what to do and it's really fucking annoying! Aw, look how cute that is. The game would be easier if they gave you continues, so you could learn from your mistakes or adapt a new plan. But no, once you die 3 times, you have however long it takes to get back to where you were to think about how you messed up. The game is built like an arcade game. Many cheap deaths abound if you don't know the level by heart. But even an arcade game gives you continues. I tried slamming quarters into my Super Nintendo and that didn't do anything. So I did the next best thing. I used a cheat code. So fuck level 3 boss, let's try the level 4. Fuck level 4 boss, let's try level 5. Level 5 doesn't get any better either. It's not to say that this is insanely difficult, but if you manage to get to this level with only 3 lives, this will probably be the level that corrects that. It's also a pretty dark level. Dead dinosaurs are littered everywhere. Ah, fuck! When you kill some of the enemies, their souls float away from them. I'm not one at all to ever really feel uncomfortable, but even this level was a bit unsettling to me. If you want to find an example of how you can completely elude someone in terms of plot, then this is a prime example. It really makes you wonder what the objective of Chuck's journey is. And I know it's a Super Nintendo game, but still, even Super Mario World has a plot, as simple as it may be, which is rescuing the princess. The next part of the level doesn't really help the case either, as you go inside a dead dinosaur's body. As you progress further and further in this level, it just gets darker and darker. Then there's the last boss. But to be honest, it's really fun. You may be wondering why he's wearing only boxers, but don't worry, we'll get to that. The pattern for this boss is simple to follow, and I know it may not be the most professional thing to say for a reviewer, but it's hard to explain why this battle is fun. Probably because it's unlike this. When you beat him, you get the first cutscene of the game. Gary is crushed. I guess he didn't have the stomach for it. For what? Chuck cannot wait to go home and get out of his leaves? What? That's all he's wearing! What the fuck? This is E for everyone! She's ugly! What's this? Ah! So at the last possible moment, we find out what the plot of the game was. Gary apparently didn't have the balls to rape your girlfriend. It's a pretty mess. I love this game. To be honest, it's unfair and cheap. Like my ex. Oops, did I just say? Regardless of the game's faults, I enjoyed my time with it, and I would love to play the sequel. So let's pop that in. Wait, I don't have it.
Let's see here. I may not be Morgan Freeman, but this is Classic Gamer Reviews.
Oops, did I just say that?